My name is Emma. I live with my husband, Tom, and our daughter, Lily. Tom and I have been married for 12 years. Our life was simple but happy, or at least I thought so. We have a lovely house with a garden, and Tom works hard to provide for us. He's a dedicated father and a reliable husband. About 6 months ago, we hired someone new to help around the house. His name was Aaron. Aaron was a quiet man, dependable and polite. He helped us with house chores, took care of the garden, and was always there to lend a hand with Lily. At first, I didn't think much about him. He was just there to help, and I appreciated his presence. But one evening, I came home late from work. Tom was out on business, and Aaron was in the kitchen, reading a book. We struck up a conversation, something we hadn't really done before. He told me about his life, how he moved to the city for work, leaving his family behind. We talked for hours, and I realized he had a kind heart. After that night, something shifted. A few weeks later, Tom went on another business trip, leaving me alone with Lily and Aaron for a few days. We had dinner together on the first night. Once Lily was in bed, Aaron and I found ourselves talking again. This time, we laughed and shared stories, and I felt something that hadn't been there before, a warmth, a connection. Then, unexpectedly, I kissed him. It was brief, but it felt like a revelation. I pulled back, immediately regretting it. Aaron didn't say anything. He just looked at me with understanding, and that night, I couldn't sleep. The guilt weighed heavy on my heart. I told myself it was just one mistake, that it would never happen again. But a few days later, it did. This time, the kiss lingered, and I couldn't pull away. A part of me felt alive, yet another part was filled with guilt and fear. I loved Tom, I still do. But this secret started to consume me, gnawing at my conscience. When Tom returned, things seemed normal on the surface. We ate dinner as a family, laughed with Lily, and life went on. But inside, I felt different. I was carrying a heavy secret, one I couldn't share with anyone. Every time I saw Aaron, I felt a surge of emotions, desire, guilt, confusion. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't deny what I felt. Days turned into weeks, and the guilt grew. I thought about confessing to Tom, but couldn't bring myself to do it. I was terrified of losing him. Then, a few weeks later, I noticed something unusual. Tom had been coming home later than usual, and he seemed distant, preoccupied. One night, I noticed a message on his phone from a woman named Rachel. I didn't know who she was, but something felt wrong. At first, I was angry. How could he keep something from me? But then, a realization hit me. I was no better. We were both hiding secrets. Now, everything felt more complicated. I didn't know whether to confront Tom or stay silent. One evening, after dinner, I found the courage to speak. Lily was asleep, and Aaron had gone home for the night. I sat down with Tom and took a deep breath. "Tom, I need to talk to you about something," I said, my voice trembling. He looked at me, confused but attentive. I told him everything about Aaron, the kiss, the guilt, the confusion. I expected anger, maybe even rejection. But he just sat there, absorbing my words. When I finished, he looked at me with an expression I couldn't read. Then, he spoke, "Emma, I have something to confess too." I was stunned, frozen by his words. He told me about Rachel, about how he felt lonely and neglected, and how they had started seeing each other in secret. Now, we were both exposed, vulnerable, and heartbroken. That night, we talked openly for the first time in a long time. We talked about our marriage, our disappointments, and how we had both drifted apart. It was painful, raw, but it was also honest. We realized that we still loved each other and wanted to find a way to make things right. The next day, we made some difficult decisions. We let Aaron go, knowing it was the best choice for our family. And we both agreed to start couples counseling. The path forward wasn't easy, but it was necessary. In counseling, we confronted our issues, our mistakes, and our unspoken resentments. The therapist asked hard questions that forced us to look at ourselves honestly. "Why did you turn to Aaron?" she asked me. I admitted that I felt unseen, that Tom's busy schedule had made me feel isolated and unimportant. It was painful to say, and even harder to see Tom's reaction. But these were truths we needed to face. Over time, we began to rebuild our trust. Tom started coming home earlier, making an effort to spend more time with Lily and me. We established new rules: no more hiding, no more secrets. If something bothered us, we'd talk about it right away. Slowly, things began to improve. The house felt lighter, and Lily was happier too. She didn't ask about Aaron anymore, and for that, I was grateful. 1 year after everything happened, Tom and I decided to take a trip together. Just the two of us. Lily stayed with my sister, and Tom and I went to a small beach town for the weekend. We walked along the shore, laughed together, and talked about our dreams for the future. On the last night, Tom surprised me with a small box. Inside was a new wedding ring. "A fresh start," he said, smiling. Tears filled my eyes, and I felt a weight lift. It wasn't a magic fix, but it was a symbol of our commitment. We came home renewed, ready to focus on each other and our family. The road wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Now, Tom and I are closer than ever. We've learned that love isn't just a feeling, it's a choice, one you make every day. Our marriage isn't perfect, but it's real. We trust each other, and we know that honesty is the foundation we stand on. Lily is growing up fast, happy and surrounded by love. She won't remember the hard times, only that her parents stayed together and grew stronger. Sometimes, I think about the past, but I don't let it haunt me. We have a new life now, one filled with laughter, trust, and love. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with others. Your support helps us keep creating valuable content. Thank you.